Heisman's tonight, Travis Hunter. Is that a deserving candidate?
Yeah. Play both sides. Unbelievable. I could certainly justify Boise State kid. He was awesome as well, but playing both sides is not normal. Like, nobody does it, so you got to give him credit. With that being said, we're going to talk about basketball. Yeah, enough of you. Go over there. All right. Obviously, a good win. Last time in this building, just a devastating loss. And we just got back to work. We had some early morning practices all week. Credit to our guys for getting up and just understanding that we need to work. We need to get better. Clearly, the best part of the game was to be able to play the bench. And, a lot of new guys there that got some very, very valuable minutes. So, I don't want to move on from New Mexico State. I want them to remember it. I don't want to forget about it. And I want them to motivate us to be better, especially in this building, because our fans deserve that. So, we'll go back to work tomorrow and prepare for a really, really good VCU team.
So we asked Filip about this past week and how unfun you were to be around, I'm sure. And he said 7 a.m. He's not a morning person. So then I asked him kind of what's the balance going forward, though? Do they still need the 7 a.m. practices to keep them motivated like this, or do you kind of back off a little bit?
It's a good question. I think it's harder and harder now because of the portal to understand your team right away, unless you have a lot of returners. And this team, I think, needs me to be all over them way more than any team that I've had since I've been here. And I'm plenty capable of doing it. I go back to the old FIU days, the early Minnesota days, and I'm fine with that. This team needs that. They need somebody all over them with every little thing, because with this team, you give them an inch, they want to take a mile. Not in a malicious way by any means, but they just need a kick in the butt, and I'm more than happy to do it. So we'll see. I don't know if we need to go at 7 a.m. all the time, but the reason I went at 7 a.m. honestly was I wanted us to feel that pain, feel being uncomfortable a little bit. So now that we're done with classes, we'll kind of see. But yes, I need to do a better job of being all over them. I didn't necessarily need that with Jalen House. I didn't need that with Mash. But I think this team needs it. And I'm all for it. Be fine. I'll be cranky all year. It's okay.
And then changing the starting lineup, we asked Drew Washington wasn't starting for the first time, I believe, all year. What was the decision?
It's nothing to do with True, CJ, Braden, everything to do with Filip. I'm trying to get him going. I think our best game of the year was UCLA, and Filip was a key part of that starting. I kind of wrestled with CJ and True. It didn't really matter to me. But I think I know what I have with Braden. I think I know what I have with True, and I know what I have with CJ. Filip is the one I think that's got the most room to grow and the most upside. So I just went with that.
Coach, you just speak more to the performance of tonight. Obviously a slow start. How'd you like the way you guys finished? And kind of speak on that.
Yeah, won by, a lot. So,
I know.
After 40 minutes, it's 3-point line. Did a better job in the second half. And, like I said, to get some of those bench guys those minutes and to get our guys some rest so that they're fresh, because VCU is, I don't know what they are analytically or whatever, but they're picked to win their league. Realistically, it's probably the third best game in our non-conference schedule from a quality win opportunity. So we got to be ready to go.
Yeah, just speak more to the bench too. Getting a lot of minutes tonight. How beneficial is that for you guys?
It was great. I needed to play Jovan more last game, especially with Staff clearly struggling to shoot the basketball. So that was good. We've had such a challenging traveling all over our schedule and this and that. So to be able to get home, play a game like this, and then to see what I got from some of those other guys was great. So, Braden's consistently knocking down shots in a big way. Jovan, it was great to see him. I really like his upside. It's just been hard to find some minutes, but I got to find some more minutes for him. I think at Tiki, I'm not sure if we beat New Mexico State with a Tiki, but, man, it really helps that energy off the bench. He plays really, really hard.
Are you in a position to say that Jovan is the new point guard after scoring the way he did tonight.
Yeah, I mean, he was really good. I mean, he can learn a lot from Mustafa. They're similar in a lot of ways from a skill set standpoint. He's just young, and we've had some really hard games schedule-wise. But, I don't recruit a lot of high school kids. I want 1 or 2 a year. We're really, really excited about the ones we got coming in next year. But we want to be invested in those guys because you guys have heard the million stories of portal and this and that, but hopefully those guys, Cade and Jovan, see that they're going to have a big role in the future here.
What is an angry Richard Pitino like at these 7 a.m. practices? Do you have to really change gears and become a different person to get their attention?
The more I do this, I try very hard not to be angry. Because one, I don't want to be miserable. Like, life's too short. I'm a basketball coach. What do I have to be miserable about? I want to help these guys. But, as I said earlier, these guys need a little kick in the butt a lot more than any team I've been around. And again, it doesn't mean they're bad kids by any means, but they want to negotiate their way out of a lot of things. And just like I have to do with my 3 little kids, I got to put my foot down and do a little better job there. So, it is what it is. I mean, there's a million different ways to do it. You don't need to yell and scream, but I do think that seeing this team at 11 games in, we got to be all over these guys a little bit more. So we got to do a better job there as a coaching staff.
Can you speak more to deciphering what your coaching style needs to be for a specific team on a year-to-year basis? What does that look like? Is it just seeing how they respond to different styles of coaching?
Well, we have new jobs. This is nothing like what I started with. So every team is going to be different, and continuity and consistency is going to be really, really hard to, establish every year. It's just, this team would look different if Mash stayed and JT Toppin stayed. They didn't, and that's fine. I'm not complaining about it, but you're going to have a revolving door of players that none of us like, but this is the reality of it. And I think that you have to feel every team out. They're all going to be different. Last year's team won 26 games. I didn't need to be that way. So we're all, and you try to do it over the summer, totally different. The summer is low stress. There's not as much playing time to figure out and so on. So, I've been doing, this is year 13 of being a head coach, but it certainly feels different with the new guys all the time. But I think every coach is dealing with this.
Just since it was such a key stat last game, you guys are 26 to 33 on layups tonight, 79%. Is that kind of like free throws? Did you harp on them on like we need to make layups?
Yeah,
or did you stay away from it.
No, I harped on layups are different than free throws. No, I was all over them about it, working on it. It's not okay to miss layups, guys. Like free throws are different. Free throws are a little bit mental. Layups are a toughness thing. Get in there and go make the layup. Like we had 2 games in a row, San Jose and New Mexico State, of under 50% from layups. Like the NBA is trying to get above 70% from layups. You guys are good players. Do better. I don't know. So we worked on it, and they were better today for sure.
And then two really quick ones on the Tiki's, that blob you guys have with the Tiki. You guys have done like 3 times that same play, right? I mean, it's for the most part.
2 different ones, but yeah. Yeah, I mean, he's just such a good athlete. I mean, he is as good of a lob threat as I've ever coached.
And then Donovan, I know you love questions like this, but Donovan wore long sleeves. First time all season. Is there a reason? Is he cold out there? What's going on? Why is Donovan wearing a long sleeve T-shirt all of a sudden?
I don't know. No, honestly, I actually, it's funny. The more I do it, the more superstitious I get. And I'm coming into the New Mexico State game, and all of a sudden Nelly walks down, and he's shaved his head, and I'm just like, what the hell is this? Like, what are you doing? Not why we lost. And then I walk down today, and Donovan's got a long sleeve shirt on, and I'm like, what the hell is he doing? What's going on? So I don't know why. Maybe he was cold. I don't know. I asked one of the assistants. He said, well, he wanted it to feel like practice. I don't think he wears a long sleeve shirt in practice, so I have no idea. When I worked for Billy Donovan, we used to sit around in these meetings all the time, and he'd be like, I just want to know what Chandler Parsons or Kenny Boynton or are thinking. And I used to always say, Coach, you'd be really disappointed if you knew what they were thinking. So I don't know why they're doing any of the things they're doing. Just play hard and continue to play the way you're playing.
Did Nelly tell you about the hair though? Did he give
No, that was like a that
No,
was.
I mean, since then, do you know why he cut his hair since then?
I do. It's a personal thing for Nelly, but yeah, I do.
Last one.
Coach, obviously, you just mentioned VCU might be the third toughest opponent for your non-conference schedule. Just give us a little breakdown of that matchup.
I don't know much about them. I know they're playing right now. Are they winning?
One possession game at halftime.
Yeah. So I know they're picked to win the Atlantic 10. Shoga obviously was a really, really good player at Utah State. Grateful that Coach Odom was willing to play the game. To start a home and home like this is really, really good. So, you know, I haven't watched much of them. I mean, I'll dive into it tonight and get to work tomorrow. But it's a team, I think when I checked, they were in the 40s in Ken Palm. You know, so we got to have it. I know it's you know, it's the holidays and everything, but we need a packed house, and we need to deliver better in front of the packed house.
Do you have any thoughts on the new football hire?
I don't know him. You know, I trust Fernando and his staff did an amazing job of vetting him. You know, I've seen what he did at Idaho. I watched a little bit. When I saw on Twitter, I went to dinner with my wife and son last night, and I saw on Twitter that he was in the mix, and the game was on the TV. You know, so I know what he's done. And you know, the biggest thing with any of these coaches, because you hate obviously seeing coaches leave or get fired or whatever, but with any job, the support that they get is going to be the key. For us in basketball, for him in football, and I know our administration understands that. You know, our fan base is so far ahead of everything else. And if he is supported, if we are supported, he'll do great. You know, so looking forward to meeting him, his family. He's a Wisconsin guy, I think. We didn't like Wisconsin when I was at Minnesota, so I'll have to get over that. But I know he'll do great, and he'll have my support.
Yeah, I think it was a good way to bounce back. At the beginning, you know, we didn't start really good with an energy and everything, and coach was really mad at us. But I think after first few minutes, I think we came back and started playing with energy, and that's what gave us a win, and that was really important for us. Yeah.
We're going to talk about Jovan, and that guy, 21 points, he had a career night. Just talk about his game tonight.
Yeah, I don't know what to say. I'm really happy for my guy. He's obviously, you know, he's from Canada. I'm from Serbia, like as me, and we speak the same language, and I can be happier for him and for all other guys that came off the bench, you know, and they didn't have opportunities as much previously and showed up, and I just can be happier for all of them and for us to get a win, and that's it.
And that's his cousin on their team, right? Like, he's come up and visit, or are they friends, or are they cousins?
It's actually a funny story because Jovan was, just to shorten out the story, he just said it's my cousin. It's actually his really good friend that they know from each other from the childhood, you know. He said it's cousin, and then coach started asking him what cousin, and he started saying some things, but it's not actually real cousin, but yeah, it's just a funny story.
All right, this game, you guys probably got out of it, what you won, all that good stuff, but I want to know about the past week. What was the past week of Lobo basketball like with Coach Pitino and your practices?
Yeah, obviously Coach Pitino wasn't happy with us, obviously, like not playing well against New Mexico State, and it was an important game for our fan base and for us, obviously, a lot. And then we didn't play good, we didn't have energy, we couldn't finish and everything. And then Coach Pitino, I think he did a great job with us, making us get up in the morning at 7 a.m. every morning, you know, before, and just do the work, and if we don't do the work well, you know, come back or whatever. And it was just a great way for us to bounce back and just to show us that we need to do better than that, and that's it.
So he got your guys' attention, you guys responded. So what's the balance between maybe him backing off a little bit now, but you guys also keep doing what he was trying to get your attention to do?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I think that's good, and I think he knows what he's doing 100%, you know. If he thinks we should be coming back at 7 a.m. like we did this previous week to get our energy up, and he thinks we are not like as like, how can I say, like we are a little bit lazy. So if he thinks 7 a.m. for us, we just need to come back there, come there and then do the work and get better every day. And then, you know, obviously important game against VCU on Wednesday, that's it. Yeah.
Philip, how are you guys, I know it's very earlier, but early, how are you guys going to prepare for that big game on Wednesday?
I mean, we do pretty much the same thing for every game, you know. We don't make differences if we play UCLA or VCU or Western New Mexico. We've come there to practice, prepare, and just trying to do our best, you know, and bring the energy and win the game, and that's pretty much it. Game day by day, and that's it.
him yesterday. Did you get a black eye? Looks like you got a couple black eyes there. Almost looked like.
I don't know. Maybe that's acne. I have few acne. I don't know. I
You
don't
see
really...
like black marks on your eyes there. It looks like maybe you caught one in your.
Oh yeah. I'm not really like how do you say that? Early morning guy. You know, I don't like that. So yeah, a little bit, but it is what it is. You know, gotta get back.
I did want to ask one more about kind of last week. You guys 14 of 38 on layups in the New Mexico State game. Were you guys starting, you specifically, but maybe the team in general, starting to feel that month of travel you guys had? Again, it was a month that no New Mexico teams ever traveled that much in the month of November. Were you guys tired?
I don't really know. I'm not the guy who like taking excuses, you know, and like saying it's because our travel or because the previous like things happening in our locker room or whatever, you know. So I just don't like doing that, you know. I think it's just an ask to come back to come to the game and make those layups, you know. Those are obviously layups. You need to be over 70%, which we obviously wasn't doing previously, and we started working on them a lot, you know. And I think we'll get better, and that's it. Yeah, there is Jovan.
Good job, Joe!